Hello, this is Joanna the Medium, and thank you so much for coming back. A little bit of an intro. First of all, thank you so much for watching, for liking, for subscribing, and for sharing. It means the world to me. Thank you so much for all your comments. I read every single one of them, and even if I don't respond to most of them because it's not feasible, I do read every single one of them, as well as your emails. If you would like a private session, of course, you can contact me with the information down below. I have included links below for you. These are general readings, so they will not make sense to all of you. They shouldn't make sense to all of you. Also, if one sign does not make sense to you, as in sun sign, listen to your rising sign and your moon sign. And I find, not only from myself, but also from those who comment, that the additional signs tend to paint a more complete picture of what is going on. Many of these messages will not make sense to you towards until the third week or the end of November. A lot of times, or in the readings that I did for November, many times the timeline was being referred to down the road towards the end of the month and towards December. So if this doesn't make sense to you at the beginning of November, do re-listen to it towards the end of November, as you will know exactly what this pertains to. Some of the situations will happen, and they won't happen at the beginning. They'll happen towards the end of November, so that way you will have no understanding of it when you are listening to it at the very beginning. October was a little bit interesting. The last 2 weeks for October for me felt very energetically all over the place. I felt like I was being pulled from different directions. I don't know if it had to do with any kind of alignments of the stars or planets, and if you do find it was the same for you, you're not alone. But if you also know why that is, feel free to enlighten me, because I don't know much about astrology. Actually, I don't know anything about astrology, to be honest. And I think that's all I have for you. November seems to be at least the first 2-3 weeks, it seems to be a little bit more chill, as I call it. Certainly a little bit more so than the last 2 weeks of October. So it looks like we're getting a bit of an emotional break, which is always a very welcomed aspect as far as I'm concerned. And I think that's all I have for you. Again, thank you so much for watching, for sharing, for liking, and for subscribing. And without further ado, let's go to the readings. See you soon. Hello and welcome back. This is going to be an intuitive reading for the sign of Leo for November 2016. I'm having problems with dates. For sun sign, moon sign, and rising sign. I have 3 cards face down, and I will start off with message from Spirit first, and then we will see what we have. Adversity being at your doorsteps. Month of November is a month where you will be faced with adversity or a situation that is going to allow you to expand your horizons beyond your comfort zone. In other words, you are going to be faced with situations, and I will define the word adversity in this particular reading in 1 second, but it's going to force you to think outside the box. Now, the word adversity is being defined as a situation that you will encounter where you will feel you have little to no control over. And whether you actually do have control over it or not, or in it is not being shown to me, you will feel like you have little or no control over this or dealing with it. This situation seems to come out of the blue. And for some of you, this is going to be dealing with relationship. And for some of you, this is going to be dealing with work. He also says to me that adversity doesn't necessarily mean things are going to go bad or be bad. It simply means you will be faced with a situation where you're going to be forced to think outside the box, and you will have to be ready to employ aspects and skills of yours that you didn't know you have, but you will have to employ these skills in a much more effective way. So this is a bit of it's not a very clear message, but I believe it's clear enough for you to understand what this will mean. Now, I am recording this at the end of October, therefore this is not going to make sense to you. It will make sense to you towards the end of November, third week of November, towards the end of November, so that when you listen to it again and when you look back, the word adversity is going to be visible to you as far as you understanding what this means. For those of you who are dealing with or will be dealing with adversity in relationships, this doesn't necessarily mean love a relationship. This could be adversity to do with someone you are relating to or relating with. This could be a family member, this could be a child, this could be a partner, but it doesn't necessarily signify that it is going to be a love relationship. Now, the word adversity is also shown to me in this situation in a way that does not necessarily signify there is an ending coming into to something or in a situation. It simply means that there is some challenge you will have to overcome, and it will leave you scratching your head a little bit, because it's going to appear to you seemingly out of nowhere without warning, I'm being told, but also there will be a little hesitation of not knowing what to do with it. I hear the word school. Maybe for some of you who are dealing with children, there is going to be a situation around school, and I also hear the word expelled. So maybe for some of you, you have a child who is going to be expelled, or who is going to be facing being expelled because of something that they've done, and you will have to scramble to fix things or organize things. I also hear this isn't a bad thing that is happening. Yes, it will feel uncomfortable, but it is not the in other words, the outcome of the situation is actually going to be a blessing in disguise. So it's a bit of a warning, if you will, that there is something coming that is going to put a spin in your mind, and you will have to scramble, so to speak, to figure out what to do with this. Now, I'm going to go to the work area, and what I'm being shown is that some kind of obstacle seems to come up, and it's shown in front of me. So again, this is not something that you will make sense of right now, but it will make sense to you towards the end of November. Again, the third week of November or towards the end of November. Whatever the situation is with work that's going to come up, that's going to have you to leave your scratching your head, as in, I don't know how to deal with this. I'm being told that it's actually something that you have been preparing for unknowingly. And I hear the word skills. It has to do with your skills. So perhaps you are going to be thrown in the fire as far as work is concerned, and your skills will come into play, but you haven't used those skills before. And it's being shown to me as management. So maybe your management skills will have to come up, because you will have to take care of a situation that seems to kind of come to you out of nowhere. I hear this is not a bad thing. It is only a temporary stall or a temporary hiccup. Okay? And now he's asking me to move on to relationships. With relationships, I'm being shown somebody scratching their head and not knowing what to do with it. In other words, it's a situation that comes up regarding a situation between two people in relationship, and you're not knowing what to do with it. I hear the word health, so maybe for some of you, you'll be dealing with a health situation, and you may receive news about your health that doesn't sound all that great. However, he is saying the actual outcome of that is not going to be nearly as bad as you think. And it could be that, you go to a doctor and doctor says, well, you have something going on with your stomach, and let's say you have ulcers, for example, and it's a bit of a speculation, and then it leaves you scratching your head. But what's being said is that it's actually not as bad as it sounds. Okay, so that's for relationship, and this could be that someone you are close with will have a situation regarding health, or you will have a situation regarding health that's going to leave you scratching your head. Again, this is not something that is bad. I want to stress this. As far as it doesn't have, there's no dire consequences with this. There's no scare factor. There's no fear factor. It's more like, how do I deal with this? Okay, I'm also hearing the word nutrition. So maybe for some of you, you will have to adopt a different way of eating, adopt a special diet because of the condition that you are faced with, or something of that nature in order to stabilize with whatever you're dealing with. So there's different aspects of what this challenge is or adversity is. However, again, it is not shown to me as something that is bad per se, but rather it forces you to employ skills that are necessary to deal with this situation. Again, I'm hearing the word school. So if there is something that comes up around school, whether it's you go to school, or there's something going on with your child at school, or you work at school, there's some kind of a challenge in that area. I also hear the word grade 5. For some of you, you might have a child who is in grade 5, and maybe there's going to be something around school with your child that goes to grade 5. Now, I don't think necessarily that there's going to be any talks about expelling someone from grade 5, but that's a separate subject. But there may be some situation with your child where things will need to be revisited, revamped, or there's a need to rethink how things are being done with this particular child pertaining to learning. So maybe somebody's having difficulty with learning. Maybe you're realizing that your child has dyslexia or something that is coming up as something out of the blue. Okay, now I'm going to go with the cards. Let me just close my email. I didn't realize it was open. The first card represents your past and situations that have contributed to your current situation. And we have the card called New Beginnings. So this is a new card. This is a major arcana card. It is the Fool in a tarot deck. And this in the past position signifies that you started something, a project perhaps, with an open heart, with open arms, and with enthusiasm. And we'll see how this relates to the current situation. I hear the words, they took a leap of faith. So you took a leap of faith regarding something that you're going to be dealing with, or you are dealing with in the month of November and also in the month of December. Okay, the next card signifies your current position, and we have the card called Destiny, or a Wheel of Fortune. This is another major arcana, and this is a beautiful card. 10 is number of endings. It also signifies that you are in a place where things are finally going your way. So this doesn't seem to be congruent with the message that was said, although he said not necessarily, because what was said earlier is that whatever you will be dealing with, you're not right now, but you will be dealing with in November, is a temporary stall or a pause. So it seems like you have taken a leap of faith on something. And again, I hear the word relationship. For some of you, you might have started a brand new relationship. You might have gotten married or engaged, and you're in a place where you feel really good and things are finally going your way. So this is a great card to have. I also hear that there's a number of possibilities that are being opened to you, and this is work-wise or employment-wise. Whether it's because you are looking or you are in a great place and things are being presented to you, or situations are being presented to you, opportunities are being presented to you. And I hear the word, there's a lot to be grateful for. Also, I just saw a dog for some of you, and this is a living dog, I believe. For some of you, you have a dog, and if you do, this message probably is going to make more sense to you than anybody else. I also hear that there's lots of opportunities that will be coming your way. And it seems like these opportunities are coming seemingly out of nowhere. And they're great opportunities. I hear the word movement. There is a movement or possible movement with career or job, and also possible movement within a relationship. So this may very well signify that you have started a brand new relationship and you took a leap of faith, and right now you are in a place where things are going right, things are going your way, and all the things you've worked so hard for are finally coming to fruition, and you're being faced with the opportunity of taking this relationship to the next logical level, whatever that may be, whether it be permanent union, commitment, engagement, marriage, kids, whatever it may be. There is a definite step, a logical step in the direction of your relationship. But again, I see the word work. So this is also connected to your work. And there are opportunities coming your way. And it wouldn't surprise me if you don't already know this. But again, I feel like they're coming to your way seemingly out of nowhere. I also hear that when you went through a similar phase last time, so when you took leap of faith last time, things didn't go so well. He says to me, last time things didn't go so well. This time it seems to be very different. And again, I hear the word work. So you might have started a brand new job with a brand new company, a brand new position, a brand new career, and things are finally going your way. I also see a scroll, which signifies to me education or accomplishing something in the arena or area of education or acquiring knowledge. Perhaps you went to school and you took a leap of faith in order to upgrade your skills, and now finally those aspects are starting to pay off for you. So this is a really good place to be, and definitely a really good message. And this is completely out of left field. I heard the word eat more bananas. Listen, when I get these messages, I'm just supposed to put them out there. And for those of you who this is meant to mean something, you will instantly know what that means. As a matter of fact, this "you need to eat more bananas" is coming from your grandmother, who apparently was really good at making her own banana poppy seed bread. Okay? So if you have a grandmother who's passed and she used to make banana poppy seed bread, at it's being shown to me. She is apparently telling you you need to eat more bananas. Now, bananas can only also stand for a specific vitamin or mineral in bananas that you might be missing, and potassium, I think, is the most opulent in bananas. So maybe some of you need more potassium in your diet, but for whatever reason you need to check this out for yourself. Don't take my word for it. I'm also seeing someone with a limping, whether you sprain your ankle or you broke your foot or leg, and I see this as a lower part of the leg. I hear the word left. It can also be on the right, but left is the word that was given to me first and foremost. So, and I'm also seeing crutches. So for some of you, maybe you have a broken leg and you need more vitamins in your diet or supplements in your diet in order to help you heal better. If you do have an issue with a broken bone or a cracked bone, again, there's something going on with supplementation. So maybe you need more calcium in your diet, and this is being brought forward. I don't know if calcium and potassium have a correlation. I actually don't know that, but if you know, please let me know. So that's also being addressed. Okay. Now, the next card signifies two things: possible outcome and advice. Now, since I see that things are going really well for you, the advice card may be talking about what was said earlier. So this is called crown chakra. So crown chakra, crown, is right here. This is the energy center that connects us to the divine, God, whatever you want to call it, universe, spirit, all that there is. And it's being shown to me in reverse, so I have to ask what this is. Okay, I hear the words listen to your intuition. Listen to your intuition regarding what is right for you versus what other people are saying. And again, I hear the word job or work. So this is work related. Now, if this particular card relates to the message that was said earlier, that there is a bit of adversity or a challenging situation that's coming up in the area of work, perhaps you're being asked to, well, there's no perhaps, you're being asked to listen to your intuition more so than listening to other people. And he says, listen to your gut. Now, for those of you who work in an environment where it's based on logic, sometimes listening to your gut is not most appropriate, or at least it is not appropriate to say that. But they're saying that when you listen to your gut, you will then see the situation being backed by solid evidence. And again, it's something about other people saying something and you going, I just don't feel intuitively that's the right thing. So do your research, listen to your intuition, because that's going to serve you really, really well. Again, I hear the word school. So this is said to me, I think, the fourth time now, and when that comes up over and over, that's a very strong message. For some of you who are dealing or will be dealing in a situation around school, you are to listen to your intuition. And again, I'm hearing the word your child. If there is a circumstance that comes up with your child who is in school, and there is a problem somehow in school with your child, listen to your intuition. It's really, really important, because what I hear is things are being said to you, but intuitively you're going, that doesn't feel right. That doesn't feel right. It could also mean that perhaps your child is going to get in trouble and a situation is being presented to you in a certain way, but intuitively you're feeling that there's more to the story than what's being said. So please listen to your intuition. And I'm going to see if there's anything else. The letter K is being shown to me. If you have a letter K in your name or your first or last name, that may signify more importance to this reading. And also hear the word father. Maybe you have a father or had a father whose name had a letter K in it, first or last name. I also hear the word be patient. This is going to be, November is going to be a very interesting month because for the first little while I see a lot of excitement, you're in a good place, and then things seem to go sideways again, whatever the word again means for you. But you are asked to be patient because again, whatever the challenge is, and it's shown to me like a little hill, not a mountain, is a temporary stall or a temporary pause in this situation. So you are not to concern yourself with it too much. Of course, you will have to deal with it because that's it's shown that you will have to deal with it, but don't go into the fear mode. He says it's unnecessary at this point because things are going to work out okay and well for you. And again, I'm seeing the letter K. And I think that's all I have. This was a very interesting reading. If this makes sense to you and if you feel like you would like to comment, please feel free to do so. I love reading your comments. This is obviously a general reading, so it's not going to apply to all of you. You may want to listen to your other signs as it will hopefully offer you a better, greater picture of what's happening. And please remember, for majority of this message, this is not going to make sense to you until later in the month or towards the end of November, or even the beginning of December. So I actually heard from many people who say, now that I listened to it towards the end of the month, it makes perfect sense, where at the beginning it made no sense. Okay? If you would like a private session to figure out how this pertains to you specifically, feel free to contact me. That information is down below, and I will be more than happy to have a session with you. I wish you a wonderful month of November. Thank you so much for watching, liking, sharing, and subscribing, and I look forward to seeing you soon. Thanks.